Welcome, welcome. I decided to do a walk and talk. I'm on my walking pad. Sounded kind of funny, didn't it? I'm on my walking pad. And I thought, you know, when I was married, my then husband and I would go out for walks, and it was a time for us to connect. I thought, I could be listening to a podcast, music, watching a show. I've done that before. I could be just doing my own thing, but I thought I'd rather come in here and talk with you. And we'll see how this goes. This may be a regular thing. I don't know. We'll see. I'm still fairly new to this whole walking pad, so it's not like a treadmill at all. So it's new. I'm trying something new. Not only am I trying the walking pad, I'm also trying to have a conversation with you. So, last night, a friend reached out to me and she was having a really tough time. And we were texting back and forth, and then we got on a call. We talked for about an hour and a half. And let me tell you, that little conversation, it was for her, but it helped me also. I know that we all go through these difficult times. I go through them too. I just went through a really tough season. One that had me question so many things, and it all worked out beautifully as I knew it would, but I wanted to control that situation. But it made me realize we all go through difficult times. We don't always have that person to lean on, that somebody to talk to. In my life, I've gone through a lot of difficult times. And there's one in particular, maybe even a couple, where I reached out to people and they happened to be the wrong people. And I didn't realize it at the time. And I think that's just part of my growing and learning. I used to be somebody who would automatically, I'm going through a hard time, reach out to somebody and find the closest person that I can talk to, and just, I figured if I could just pour it out of me and get rid of it, it would be gone. Not quite how it works. The past 5 years, 6 years, five going on six, we're heading into the sixth year. I have learned that I can find the answers within myself. I can do a lot of the stuff myself. I don't have to have somebody else. I don't have to have somebody else to listen to what I'm going through. It is nice to have that other person because they can help you open yourself up and see things differently and give you some insight you may not have. Make sure you find that right person though. You can find a therapist, you can find a coach, or you can find a really trusted friend. Either way, find somebody that works for you. And you may have somebody you think is the trusted friend. And over time, you realize they're not. Maybe they were only there for a season. So I had a friend that I thought was my trusted friend. And after I let her go. After many, 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 many things that she had done to me, I finally just said no more. I'm worth being treated a whole lot better than that. And I let her go. I received so many other valuable people into my life. It was almost like I holding on to a bad apple and it just makes everything else rotten. But when you let go of that bad apple, the good and the nourishment can come in. When we're going through a tough time, you may ask, why me? And it can be one of the worst times. I know so many people that have sadly lost a child. That's probably the one thing I could not even imagine going through. I have other people that I know that have been in horrible accidents and they're having to rebuild their body, re rebuild their whole life, and just what does life look like now for me? Myself included, I went through that. I'm still kind of dealing with the aftermath of my injury, and I'm not back to where I'd like to be. When we go through those difficult times make us stronger. The trees, when you would think that the winds, could be they could do damage to them. However, I wish I had the study. I don't remember everything about it. But I remember hearing about how they took some trees into like this dome, and so it was protected from the weather. And the trees just did not thrive. When the winds come and the tough weather comes, it helps with their roots and helps keep them strong, helps keep the tree strong. And then I heard when I was living in Germany, I knew a winery. There's a couple that owned a winery. And I was talking with him. He said that when the winter is really harsh, the next year the fruit is a lot better, and it's more. There's a lot more of it. So it's the same with us. When we go through those really, really difficult times, we what we're going through is actually making us so much stronger. And we may not be able to appreciate it at the time, but over time, you'll realize that you needed to go through that difficult time to see something about yourself that was just amazing. It's the same with me. I realize this going through all these difficult times is, oh my gosh, it's uh in a weird way. Uh I've never been somebody of faith up until I started studying over the past 5, 6 years. I've always said, I don't know if there's a higher power, but if that higher power is around, he's gonna, like, if there is a God, he's gonna see who I am, and he's gonna see the kind of person I am, and he'll be able to say, yes, she goes in heaven, if there is such a thing. Not to go down too far of a deep hole, but I just know that there's a higher power just from things that I have been studying. And if there's a higher power, I was like, where's this higher power? In this past few months, probably 4 or 5 months, I'm just, where are you? I'm asking for something. I'm asking for help. And it's I swear it's like I hear crickets. I'm like, no signs, no nothing. And I feel like I'm so alone. And I would go through this stuff. by myself. I did share with a couple of people, and it took me a long time to open that door and just say, I don't know what I'm going to do, and I'm scared. And they could see it. I'm so grateful that I had those people in my life, because if I didn't, I don't know, I just know that because they are in my life because of my previous issues, my previous uh, storms, basically, my previous storms that I had gone through. And let me tell you what, those previous storms brought me the amazing people that helped me through the next storm. Here's the thing is, you may not feel like you have somebody. If you feel like you don't have somebody, whether you're a person of faith or not, just ask for help. And it may be ask for help from somebody who's passed away. Just ask for help from, even ask for a sign. Just say, okay, show me a sign. And that's what happened to my friend last night. We were talking and she said she had prayed to God for some answers. She said, you had texted me and it was way at the bottom. And she goes, I scrolled through and your name popped up. And she instantly started messaging me. And I usually don't message back that late at night, but I did. It's all synchronicity. Open yourself up to maybe I will be given a sign, even if it's not from a God or the universe. Maybe it's from a grandma who's passed or any other loved one that has passed, somebody that you're close to. Just say, give me that sign. Who do I need to talk to? Who can I talk to? And sometimes those people may not even be somebody you know. It may be a stranger that you end up seeing in a store. I went out the other day to I had to go to the bank and to the store. And I go inside to the bank and cash a check. And I'm sitting there talking to the cashier. I've seen her before. I know her, but she's got all these people. And it's the beginning of the year, and she opens up and she starts telling me that last year was one of the hardest years of her life. She said, it's coming up on a year since my son passed away. And then April, my mom passed away. It was May. This was my April that my cousin passed away for me. So that's what I was associating it with. We sat there for probably 10 or 15 minutes just talking. And I was there for her. And I just said, thank you so much for being vulnerable and allowing this to talk to me about this. And then I go into the store. And all I said to this lady, I'm like, oh, excuse me, am I in your way? Because I was looking at something. And she was on the other side. She's like, no, you're fine. And she opens up. And I'm sitting there just listening to her. And she's telling me what she's going through. And I probably spend 10 minutes with her. The person that you need to connect with may not even be somebody you know. It may be somebody that is just sent to you. I guess the whole intention of this whole thing is to let you know that you are valuable, that the tough times, the storms will not last, and that there are people out there that will be there for you during your difficult times. You just have to be open to who they are and forgive yourself when you do reach out to those wrong ones. That's something I keep learning. I keep going back to that person that she just, this person was just so judgmental and just, and she was faith-based. She was person who believed in God, but yet she was judging me and my situation. So that really hurt. So just know that I am pouring so much love out to you guys. Whoever's hearing this, know that I hope you get your answers quickly. However, you may not get them for a while. But just keep having that faith, keep asking, keep believing, and just know that you are worth being here. And I appreciate you being here so much. You have no idea. This world is so much better with you in it. You guys have an amazing day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.